here today at Kalen Sports in Romeoville to take you through some Flyers hockey. Puck is dropped and we are underway.
We're going to compete and we're going to battle. We have to compete all three periods.
Flyers came out hot. The Flyers to an early lead. Zone shot, he scores!
The culture that they have there is pretty special.
Really happy to be back and excited for a season of had of great hockey. Shot, rebound, scores! They're creating their own energy. The energy has totally changed. Batting that puck out of the air. Big shot, another shot. He goes upstairs. The whole building is buzzing. And a big save! Four-inch shot, rebound, scores! Oh my goodness, what a play!
Want to play as a unit.
You can see the joy and excitement on the faces of the Flyers players.
We're equally as excited here in the broadcast booth.
Great hockey being played at Camden this weekend. What a goal for the Lewis Flyers! Hello and welcome inside Kalen Sports in Romeoville for this very special Halloween edition of Flyers Hockey. Good evening, everyone. My name is Logan Kapp. I am joined tonight by Flyers D3 captain and player Caden Peter for what should be a very entertaining hockey matchup. How are we doing today, Caden?
Doing good. You know, the guys are ready to go for today, so we're going to have a good day of hockey.
It should be. It should be. The Denison Big Red are in the house tonight in Romeoville. It should be an excellent matchup. This is the first time these two teams are playing in over a year. Last time that these two teams met was in Ohio. The Flyers dropped both those games, so they'll be looking for a little bit of revenge this week. The Flyers, though, are coming off a pretty hot stretch of hockey games. These past 5 games, they've won all 5 of them on a little bit of a win streak for the Lewis Flyers. They had the week off last week. The week before that was their fall break road trip where they played 3 games in 3 days, which for college hockey, you would know a little bit about this more than I would. That's a lot of games in 3 days.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of hockey to go, and definitely those 3 games really gets to the guys, just both physically and mentally. But it was good that they utilized that. They came off 3 games there, good 3 wins, so they're ready to go for this weekend, though. All the practice this week, I've been there seeing it, so we're in for a good day of hockey.
They're well rested moving into this weekend against Denison. They had 2 wins up against Michigan Tech up in the Upper Peninsula of Wisconsin on that fall break road trip. Drove down to MSOE and got a win there, which is always a great game between the Raiders and the Flyers. You would know a little bit about that. You played against them last year. The last time we saw the Flyers here at Camden, they played St. Norbert College. They took away both those games, played really well. Took away a 5-goal win in each one of those games, won those games 7-2. And before that, the last loss for the Lewis Flyers was all the way back at the beginning of October on the 4th against Illinois State University. So the Flyers have a lot to play for to continue that win streak that they have. Not to be deterred, the Denison Big Red on the other side of the ice coming in with a little bit of a win streak themselves. Last week had a great series against Indiana Tech, took away 2 wins from them. Both those games, 6-2 and 9-3. It's been a while since they've lost as well. So they've got a couple big players, big names. I think we could talk a little bit about players of the game, keys to the game rather. I'm skipping ahead of myself. Keys to the game brought to you by Caden Peter. What's the keys to the game for the Flyers today?
Overall today, I think it's really important that we emphasize those 50-50 battles. You got to be winning each battle that you're in, be physical in the corners, and make sure you're on that puck the entire time. I also think it's really important, especially with Denison here, you got to keep your good forecheck, well-established forecheck that keeps the pressure on them throughout the whole entire game. Create turnovers, get the puck in deep, all things like that.
Keep it simple. That's the very hockey response of you.
Oh, yeah.
That's the key. It's just simple game. It's a simple game if you make it simple, and that's what the coach Jim Swire has been emphasizing throughout the year this year. We've talked to him on the Lewis Hockey Podcast. You were actually the guest this week on the Lewis Hockey Podcast, which is available now on the Lewis Hockey Podcast Network on YouTube. But he's been all about keeping it simple, getting pucks on net, pucks down deep. And I think it'll be some of the same for Denison. I mean, they're, again, got a couple strong guys that they'll be looking to feed all game long. Specifically, and we can talk about players of the game now, Seth Kaplan, who is the franchise points leader all time for the Denison Big Red. He's had an absolute fantastic season thus far as well. 13 goals, 11 assists, 24 points in only 11 games played for number 27 in red on the other side of the ice. So he'll be for sure a player to watch on the Big Red. Like I said, he's the points leader all-time with 167, all-time assist leader with 92, all-time penalty minute leader as well. So not exactly what you want to see out of a top producer on that top line. Got 193 penalty minutes for the Big Red, but he's second all-time in goals. So I think he's got a little bit something extra to play for. It's his senior season this year, so he's looking to close the gap. He's got to score 20 more to take over the lead in that one. But 27 in red will be my player to watch for the Big Red. Now Lewis, who are we watching for Lewis today?
You know, I'm thinking number 91, Alex Fronte, this series, especially, you know, coming off the practices that I've seen him this week, his work ethic. He's ready to go for this weekend. I think he's going to be someone to especially watch for. In addition, I also think Caleb Premack is another one to watch as well from the Chase Heat. Overall, I think they're both going to have very good weekends, and I think we should watch out for them.
I'm looking forward to watching out for them. We're going to get the opportunity to talk to head coach Jim Swoyer in just a couple minutes towards the end of warm-ups here. Stay with us for the Flyers hockey pregame show here on the Lewis University Television Network.
Okay.
All right, I'm joined by head coach of Flyers D2 hockey, Jim Swoyer. How are we doing today, Jim?
We're doing well.
I feel like we're back on the hockey podcast with that little intro right there. But
I know, I'm not as comfortable.
That's all right.
It's a nice room.
It's here to make you comfortable, right?
Right.
So we got a big game here tonight against the Big Red. What are some of the points of emphasis moving into this hockey game?
Well, we need to shut down their top line. Their top line is, it leads off with 27 Kaplan. He's the one that's going to do probably, has been doing most of the damage when they're playing. They've got a new freshman, their number 9. He's also a nice, good player. But a lot of their players have been trending really well.
Yeah.
So they're looking like, they're going to be very strong.
Yeah, and you've had a week's worth of practices. When we were recording, you're coming straight from practice. What has been some of the points of emphasis in those practices this week leading up to the series?
Well, part of what we need to do is we need to shut down their top line. And we're going to have Gutter's line and Ulmer and Wellesley on that from the forward side. And we're just going to be careful. We have 5D tonight, so we have to be careful with what we're doing on the D side. But we're just going to be matching up against those guys as much as we can. They've got a short bench, so we're going to take advantage of that as well.
Yeah, and now probably the most important question of the evening. Today is Halloween.
It is.
What are you dressing up as for Halloween?
I'm dressing up as a coach because I think that's about as scary as you can get.
All right. Well, good luck, Jim.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Stay tuned for Period 1 of Flyers hockey right here on the Lewis University Television Network.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today. We're with Liam after his 4th military move, when being new is starting to get old. We're with Tara during the holidays, when she misses home the most. We're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and a home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
You're looking for your opportunity to make a difference that impacts your world for the better. And no one is better equipped to help you do that than Lewis University. With 37 graduate degree and certificate programs, we can help you develop the skills required to maximize your performance and value in today's workforce. Classes meet in 8-week sessions, 100% online, on campus, or a mix of both designed for working adults. Your time is now. Transform your skills and potential with a graduate degree from Lewis University.
Can you help me?
Mom, Dad, we're going out.
Thank you.
Oh, look, they're playing chess.
What you got there?
Will you help my mom?
She's real sick, huh? Hey, crew, I'll give the first move to anyone who signs up to be an organ donor. How do you do it?
Easy. Just go to organdonor.gov.
You heard them, organdonor.gov.
More donors means more hope. Sign up at organdonor.gov.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dad. Happy birthday to you.
What are you gonna wish for, Grandpa?
Don't just wish you had taken care of your hearing loss. Take action today. Visit actnow.hearing.com to learn the signs and find an ACHA certified audiologist near you.
I'm originally from Janesville, Wisconsin. I kind of grew up by an airport, and in that time, pretty much I fell in love with airplanes. They were always flying over my house and everything. I got my private pilot's license the beginning of my sophomore year. Then after that, I got my instrument rating first semester of my junior year. And right now I'm working on my commercial license. I do want to start with corporate aviation. I think it would kind of be cool to get a perspective in both worlds. My end game is airlines eventually. Lewis has kind of kept my passion alive for aviation just because of how frequently we fly. We fly 2 to 3 times a week, which is a lot more than other flight schools where you don't even start flying until your junior year. I'm definitely happy I chose Lewis, especially with the airport being right on campus. I think it's honestly really helpful. The people here that I've met, I've loved pretty much everything about Lewis.
This is the story of Lewis University, located 35 miles southwest of Chicago. Founded in 1932 with a focus on aviation technology, Lewis is a Catholic and Lasallian university that welcomes students of all faiths and cultures. Your understanding of diverse cultures will help you to succeed in the global workplace. At Lewis, our faculty walk side by side with our students, helping them apply what they learn in the classroom to real life. In law enforcement, nursing, aviation, business, the sciences, teaching, and the arts, all making a difference. Our students have purpose in learning. They're problem solvers, thinkers, doers. Upon graduation, Lewis students are prepared to create better communities, communities that universally welcome, support, and encourage all to create a better world. Now it is your turn. How will you impact our world? Apply at lewisu.edu.
Every 2 seconds, a hospital patient needs a life-saving blood transfusion. Every 2 seconds, there's an urgent need for blood donation. Every second matters. In an emergency, doctors may face impossible choices. Who gets blood and who must wait? Will you roll up a sleeve and give? Because of you, life doesn't stop. Donate blood. Make your appointment today at Vitalant.org.
Hello, I'm Will Jimeno. I'm a retired Port Authority police detective and a 9/11 survivor. For 13 hours, I was buried under the rubble of the World Trade Center. I was rescued thanks to brave people who were willing to put their own lives on the line to save mine. For 9/11 this year, a National Day of Service, I'll be paying it forward by taking time to help others. Please join me by doing your own good deed that day. Visit 911day.org to learn more.
Providing students with the skills and qualities needed to be successful, the Lewis University Radio and Television Broadcasting Department prepares students for high-level performance in their endeavors. The broadcasting professors supply students with numerous chances outside of the classroom to sharpen their tools and get a taste of the real world of broadcasting.
I just thought it was really interesting and I want to go into sports media. Everyone's really welcoming, even if you have no experience. Like, you will be uncomfortable at the beginning, like I was, but once you start into it, you'll be more comfortable as your teachers explain everything.
Technical directing, editing, producing, and anchoring are just some of the countless broadcasting roles students can get involved with during their first week in the program. From being on the air to producing behind the scenes, students will acquire valuable life skills in addition to what they learned in broadcasting. All majors are welcome, and to get started, visit lewisu.edu/admissions so you can make a difference and take your talents to the next level.
Hey, Dylan, your shoe looks nice. Hey, so does yours, man. Thanks.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Lewis University Television Network. Logan Kapp alongside Caden Peter for period number 1 of Flyers hockey. We're going to get going here in just a couple minutes right after the national anthem. If you didn't catch the pregame show, then we're in for quite the treat here on this beautiful Halloween afternoon in Romeoville between two teams who are looking to extend both their win streaks. The Flyers coming into this hockey game winning the last 5. And on the other side of the ice, the Denison Big Red are coming in with a 3-game win streak themselves. We're going to step out for the national anthem, and then we'll be right back with period number 1.
What's up?
Now we can take a look at the starting goalies for our matchup tonight. To our left-hand side, the big man in white in net for the Lewis Flyers, Sam Zagat, who has had quite the season thus far, has a couple of wins here at home, and really has picked up right where he left off last season, Caden, and been very solid at the foundation of this Flyers hockey team. And on the other side, Lennon Kuhl is in net for the Denison Big Red. The sophomore, veteran of the NC Golden Bears, gets the look for head coach of the Denison Big Red, Jeff German. Should be in for a good one here, Caden.
Oh, yeah.
As the Flyers go to work in the offensive zone. Gut and Wolninski battle in the near side corner. It's pulled out by Seth Kaplan, and I'm sure we're going to be hearing his name a lot throughout the course of this hockey game. As you caught the pregame show, he was my player to watch for the Big Red. Is the all-time points leader for Denison. Is first as well in the assist column. So he's working on catching the leader in the goals column there. Needs about 20 more this season in his senior year. Logan Stumpf motors in over the Big Red line, holds up. He tries to throw one on goal, and it hit the skate of Kresge and bounced into the neutral zone. Kicking it to his skate was Lewis, and it gets slapped in by Jackson. Key that we've kind of talked about all season long for the Flyers is to get off to a hot start and continue that throughout the course of the hockey game. That was something we heard from head coach Jim Swire pretty early on in this season, was getting his guys to play 60 minutes of hockey, and that will be of the utmost importance today. As we heard Jim in the pregame show talk about the size of the Denison bench, and Flyers will look to take advantage of that. Lewis has his pocket picked by Ernsting, but he's knocked off the puck. And Rabadam got it out. Moving through the neutral zone now is Zilak, and he throws one on goal, squeaked through Sam Zagat's legs, but right there was Troy Nail to shut the door and keep that one out of the net.
You can see Flyers got to do a better job right now holding the blue line. They've had a few fumbles already early into this game, so they got to fix that really quick.
Being solid on the point, always a key for the Lewis Flyers. Picked up a couple new D this year, Troy Nail being one of them, and already had a top-tier play right there, keeping that puck out of the net. As now Alagna up the near side wall. Scoops it up and out, up over the stick of Pavlik, all the way down into Denison's end. On the point, that was Pramack who couldn't take it away. Pass up to Fronte. He's in over the Denison line. Pulls to his forehand. He throws one on goal, and it's turned aside by Kuhl. And an early chance for the Flyers. Controlled by Pramack. Down low to Fronte. Give it and go. One-timer is saved again by Kuhl. This line for the Lewis Flyers having a couple grade A chances. Fronte's pass all the way back into the Lewis end, and that was your guy this game, Caden. Alex Fronte, who's had a give-and-go play right on that last offensive zone opportunity and creating chances early already.
That whole line is one to watch for. Although there's a few key players I want to watch for, honestly, that line, that's the one you want to see.
Poked up by Kaplan. He throws one on goal, and Zagat made the stop. Not the guy you want going in all alone is Seth Kaplan. He gets it now in the offensive zone. Centering pass, and he stood up by Ethan Horman in what I believe is Horman's first game for the Flyers this year after that golf season completed. As he lost the race for that icing call, but Ethan Horman throwing the body around already.
Already, you can see it's a really physical game, and that's something the Flyers need to really establish on their forecheck as well. So they got to keep that up, create turnovers, because we could already see Denison's causing turnovers already just by being physical and putting pressure on them.
Now, the Flyers have not ever really been known as a physical team. But we saw in the last series here at Camlin against St. Norbert, they have a couple guys, Brian Goots, one of them. Caden Ulmer's another one who has no problem at all throwing their weight around and making some physical contact. As we see another face-off in the Flyers zone. DeTuro shot was blocked. It's picked up by Scotty Ernsting. They're moving in 3-on-2, but Pickens couldn't handle it, and it trickles into the far side corner. Centering pass couldn't be controlled by Ernsting, and it's sent up and out. Nail turns it over in his own zone. Here's Lewis. Near side dot, leaves it off for DeTuro. Troy Nail able to recover. And the Flyers again turn it over on their own blue line. Here's Ernsting. In over the Denison line, drags it between his skates. Backhand drive is sent up into the netting by Cool. And we'll see a face-off in the Big Red end. Flyers, like Caden said earlier, need to work on playing hockey on their own blue line. Had a couple turnovers on that last shift, and another point of emphasis for Jim Sawyer this season has been play on both blue lines. I'm sure that will be an adjustment that is made throughout the course of this hockey game. Near side, Steck sent it up the wall. Comes right back to him, he'll try again. Far side is Ricci. Here's Ulmer now. Moving with speed in over the Denison line. Snaps one on goal. And it goes right into the logo of Cool, who will hold on. 15:09 left in this first period. We're all tied up, 0 goals aside.
Here's that Fronte, David, and Primac line that we were talking about earlier, so let's see if they can kind of create any offensive pressure here. Getting a face-off in the zone, good start.
Fronte had an excellent outing against St. Norbert last time here at Camlin. Had a couple points throughout the course of that weekend. And I'm sure we'll be looking to get his name on the score sheet again today, as he almost had an opportunity there. Sent up the near side wall by Charlie Whalen. And Ricci sent it up to Primac. Holds up, wait for his teammates to catch up, leaves it for David. David's got it in the slot, and it's poked into the corner by Jacob Jackson with an excellent defensive stick. Here's Fronte, Alagna on the point now. His shot goes up almost into the rafters, and Lennon Cool had to track that one like a pop fly and fielded that one quite nicely, and will hold on for a whistle. 14:27 left in this first period. We'll see a face-off to the left wing side of Lennon Cool. Ernsting, Stumpf, and Pickens move back onto the ice. Scotty Ernsting leading the Flyers hockey team in points and in goals through these few games that they've played already. Alagna slaps it over to Pickens' far side. Now near side is Alagna. Rink wide back to Ernsting, who brings it around the net to Pickens' near side half wall. Centering to Ernsting. He tries to throw it in goal, and it found Stumpf's stick, and he couldn't slap it and direct it on the net. And so the Flyers will rifle it back in. Ernsting takes away from Kresge in the offensive zone, and once again, Flyers can't get anything going. Crozier chips and chases into the Flyers zone. Into support is Kaplan. And an excellent stick there from Adrian Abram to get that out. He had Kaplan all over him. Up the near side wall, it's deflected in by Josh David. Back to get it is Cherish behind his own net. Flyers force a turnover. David on the blue line had an excellent stick handle move there to keep it on sides. David behind the net. Turns away from some contact, and eventually it's found and sent up the far side wall to Kresge, but he couldn't get it out. Lucas Cherish. His pass was picked off by Troy Nail. And he controls it in the neutral zone. Nail stepping up. Rapaz forced a turnover. He's got an offensive zone, and down in the butterfly was Cool with that stop. Ricci on the point. Again, another butterfly save made by Lennon Cool. Flyers just throwing everything on net here in the first half of period one.
I think they're getting a lot of good chances, though, right now. Generating a lot of offense. It's great they got to keep that up, but fix a few things, though, here and there.
Best defense is offense, and if they're playing in the offensive zone and getting shots on goal, it's really hard for Denison to score when they're playing in their own defensive zone. Wilninski now will start the breakout for the Flyers. A drop pass evaded the stick of Jake Wilninski, and a big hit at center ice by Caden Ulmer on Evan Pavlik. And again, as Caden said earlier, Flyers playing physical here early. Braden Ricci near side. Far side is Alagna. Gets sent up the far side wall, and a penalty is being assessed to Denison. Cross-checking, I believe, is the call. So the Flyers will see their first power play of this hockey game. Looks like that's Charlie Whalen, who has his helmet off and will be heading to the penalty box. Flyers had a couple power play goals in their last homestand against St. Norbert College, and that's one of the big improvements, Caden, that I've seen from this Flyers hockey team this year is effectiveness on special teams. They've had a decent amount of power play goals this season already, and I know that's something that both the D3 team and the D2 team have been working on in practice.
Yeah, from a player's perspective, yeah, that's something we've definitely been focused on. It's a critical part of the game in terms of emphasizing just getting zone pressure. Whether you score on them or not, you're generating a lot of pressure, making scoring chances happen. I think they're in a good spot right now to keep that up. So as long as they capitalize on this.
Big hit there by Kaplan in the neutral zone on Caden Ulmer. And again, tempers flaring here early. Rabadam in the offensive zone, snaps one on goal, and a big save is made by Zagat. And now Ernsting, with just about half this power play left, will move it into the offensive zone. Cross-ice pass to Pickens. Alagna. Flyers now will set up for the first time on this power play. Pickens near side corner. Sent it across and nobody was there, and that will force all the Flyers out of the zone. Not liking what I'm seeing on this first opportunity on the power play for the Flyers. Stump. 30 seconds left on this penalty. Through the neutral zone. And a big shot from the point from Logan Pickens goes right into the glove of Lennon Cool, who will hold on.
From that power play, we could see Denison has a really aggressive forecheck and a lot of pressure on them. So Flyers know what they need to do to fix that now. Make their adjustments.
Especially Seth Kaplan, who was in sniffing around behind the Flyers net, and again, not the guy you want to turn the puck over to in your own defensive zone. Ricci tried a cross-ice pass. It made its way over to Ben Alagna. And again, the Flyers couldn't get anything going on that first penalty. Kaplan has his pocket picked by Fronte. And now moving back the other way is Logan Stump. Drags and shoots it. And another big glove save is made by Cool, who will hold on. 9:16 left to go in period one. We're all tied up, 0 goals aside. Been pretty back and forth thus far. Sam Zagat to our left-hand side, though, hasn't seen a lot of action. Flyers have been doing a good job playing in the offensive zone, and we'll look to keep that up for the remainder of this first period. Adrian Abram, quick pass up to Pramack. He's in over the Denison line. Pramack moving in the middle, and an excellent defensive play from Lucas Cherish, who just prevented the Flyers forward from being all alone in front of the net. Here's David. He's dragged down to the ice there by Sutton. And the Flyers are forced back into the neutral zone. Abram. Pass up to Josh David, but he was tangled up with DeTuro. And the Flyers were offside. That looked like that was, I believe that was David who was on the ice. He kind of had an awkward fall there on the blue line, and Abram moved in just a little bit too fast. 18:22 left in this first period. We'll see a face-off outside the Denison end. Ulmer and Rabadam. Rabadam won it. Sent up by Jackson. Could not be cleared by Finn Lewis, who battles away on the point with Ethan Horman. And the stick was lifted of Owen Rabadam, and that puck will go all the way into the Lewis end. Caden Ulmer is squeezed off the puck on the near side by Pavlik, and a penalty is called for interference. I believe the Flyers will be going back to the power play. Referee Tony Farron with that call, and the Flyers will see their second power play opportunity of the game. Caden, what's got to be different on this one?
For this power play, you know, obviously they got their first one earlier, didn't do too hot on that, but you make your adjustments on the bench. I'm sure Coach Sawyer is already on that, letting the guys know what they need to do, and I'm sure they know what to do as well. I think they need to just establish a little more pressure. They got a lot more time than they think, although they are getting some pressure from Denison Big Red, but as you can hear, keep it simple.
Keep it simple, as Adrian Abram has to move away from a hit from Seth Kaplan. Now Ulmer on the near side. Puck finds its way to the stick of Scotty Ernsting. In the middle, drags it to his backhand. Tried a centering pass to Pramack. And had he been there, that would have been a really nice looking play. Ulmer to Ernsting behind the net. Centering pass to Pramack, and they score! Caleb Pramack on the power play. Flyers are up by one.
It's either they took their time around the net. Scotty Ernsting set up a nice play for Caleb Pramack right in the slot, left right open for that play to happen. Great goal by the Flyers.
Keep it simple, silly. That's what the Flyers did right there. Pramack wide open in the slot, gets the feed from the Magic Man, and the Flyers have the first lead of this hockey game with 7:11 left to go in the first period.
Yeah, right there. It was just a nice, simple play. Feed to the slot. Nothing too fancy. No dangling. Not trying to walk through guys. Just right to the slot, shot and in.
They obviously heard what Coach Schwarber was saying on the bench as they look for another one. Scotty Ernsting with a one-timer from the near side. Face-off dot is handled this time by Kuhl, and he'll hold on. That's all you need to do. Puck's on net, keeping it down low. Flyers playing below the goal line, doing an excellent job with that. As controlled in the slot by Ernsting as he ripped one on goal. That was just wide. You see the Flyers start to settle in now as we approach 6 minutes left in this first period. You can see the confidence level starting to build. And we have a penalty. Looks like on Lewis this time. Interference is the call. That will be Ben Alagna. Will put his team short. This is a dangerous situation for the Flyers now as they have to kill off their first penalty of this hockey game. Had a good clear early. Brian Goot working hard on the forecheck, forces Crozier to come back in his own zone. Brian Goot again with a big defensive stick on Seth Kaplan. It's sauced in by Rylan Crozier right to Sam Zagat, who will hold on. 6:01 left in period 1, minute 34 left on Ben Alagna's penalty.
I really like that first shift on this penalty kill from Brian Gutt and Caden Ulmer here. Forced a few turnovers, kept a hard forecheck on that puck, killed off a good 30 seconds.
They did a good job of shutting Seth Kaplan down. You know that Denison's going to be looking to get him the puck. And he's got it now on the point. Snaps one on goal. Big save is made by Zagat. Flyers can't clear. David still can't clear. Kept it on the point by Kresge. He's got it now. Far side is Crozier. Kresge in the middle. Crozier far side to the top of the circles, and his shot is soaked up by Zagat, who again will freeze it.
Flyers had a few opportunities there to get the puck out of the zone. Hopefully they can fix that on this one here.
Got to clear it out. That when you get possession on the penalty kill in your own zone, it's got to be high and hard up off the glass. As long as it gets over the blue line, that's the most important thing. And that'll force Denison out of the zone. Mike Steck did a good job on that clear there. But you're starting to see the puck movement by the Big Red on that power play.
That's something that could be dangerous throughout this game, so Flyers need to watch out for that one here.
Here comes Seth Kaplan dancing through the neutral zone in over the Flyer line. Leaves it for Crozier on the point. Down low to Kaplan. Crozier on the half wall. Denison goes back to work in the offensive zone. Here's Kresge. Tries to go across the box and hit Rabadon on the near side, but it was out of his reach. Far side, and an excellent turnover is forced by Caden Ulmer, and it's sent the length of the ice. 15 more seconds of power play time for the Big Red. Cleared out the stick of Jacob Jackson standing on the center line. Big stick from Rapaz, penalty over, 5-on-5 hockey. Excellent first kill there for the Lewis Flyers. Ernsting, fresh off the bench, picks it up in the offensive zone. Ernsting couldn't get all of that shot. And it's forced into the far side corner. Pavlik now skates it up the near side wall, sauces it right over the stick of Finn Lewis, and it goes all the way down to the Lewis end. Lewis try to turn and quick pass to the middle, but nobody was there. And now moving with speed back the other way is Josh David. And he looked like he tried to skate right through the chest of Jacob Jackson. And it gets cleared back down. Flyers hope to take a little bit of momentum away from killing that first penalty. Here's Ernsting. Got Stumpf with him. Ernsting cuts to the middle. And the puck hopped away from him. Stumpf fights through some contact, turns and shoots it. And it goes again right into the glove of Kuhl, who will hold on. Stumpf took some big contact there as he was skating to the middle of the ice. And I think that just reminds this Flyers hockey team they got to keep their head up for the rest of this game.
Definitely think the physicality is only going to go up from here. Close game. Two tough teams.
3:21 left in this first period. Brian Goot laying down the body. Here's Kaplan. Has Adrian Abram right on. A centering pass, and Zagat came out to play it. And he was stumbling around. Here's Brian Goot. Moving with speed up the far side wall. Fights through some contact. Goot's got it, and he throws one on goal and went hard into the end boards. And we've got a couple players down behind the Big Red net. Brian Goot was moving with major speed up that left wing side and got a shot off from the bottom of the circle, and it looks like he kind of went flat with his chest into the end boards. Hopefully he avoided contact with his head. It gets really dangerous when you're moving fast and you lose an edge towards those boards, but he looks to be okay as he is helped off the ice there by Abram.
Those collisions are always kind of scary. You know, you're moving at a fast speed, and, you know, you catch a wrong edge like you said, something happens.
Looks like everyone is okay. It looks like Goot will be evaluated by the trainer out in front of the Flyers locker room. Under 3 minutes left to go in period number 1. Flyers will look to take this one goal into the dressing room.
I think Jim Sawyer's going to have a lot to say to them in the period that they could fix. I think the team knows it themselves that there's some stuff they could work on, solidify some little mistakes here and there.
Fronte slaps one on goal as he got into the zone. Moving fast the other way is Owen Rabadam. Snaps one on goal. It's absorbed by Zagat, who will hold on to it. 2:32 left in period 1. Looks like there was some words exchanged between Kresge and maybe Alagna. That'll be something to keep an eye on as we move forward here. As that was Owen Rabadam who won that puck forward off the face-off and had a quick shot on Zagat, but he was ready for it. We'll try again from the same spot as the Flyers put it in the rafters. Rabadam will face off with Caden Ulmer to the right wing side of Sam Zagat. And this time Ulmer won it. Steck goes high off the glass. Moving fast is Ethan Horman. Tries to cut to the middle, and he maintains possession. Throws one on goal. Bounced around in the slot. And it could not be found by Ethan Rapaz, and it was still loose. And manhandled out of there by Lucas Cherish was Ethan Rapaz.
Rapaz and Horman both have put on a lot of pressure, getting in the goalie's eyes, making it hard to see, causing a lot of chaos in front of the net. Been liking that. Hopefully they keep that up throughout the game.
We've seen that Lennon Kuhl has done a good job with the long-range shots, and if Rapaz and Horman are able to stand at the top of the crease and clog up that slot area, it makes it a lot harder for Kuhl to be able to track that puck and make those big long saves from the point. Under 2 minutes left to go in period 1. Ernsting took it away in the near side corner, and now Pickens far side. Lost it to Sutton and kept in by Troy Nail and kicked in the far side corner. Ernsting's got it now. Has a couple sticks that he's trying to fight through, and it's sent the length of the ice by Denison all the way down for an icing call. Now we will see a face-off back in the Denison end. Minute 33 left to go. Ernsting moves back onto the ice. Face-off to Stumpf on the half wall. Comes back to him, Logan Stumpf. Throws one on goal, blocker down by Kuhl, and it hopped right over the stick of Troy Nail. Look out, Nail almost turned it over to Graham Sutton on his own blue line, and Sutton was moving fast. Ernsting with speed tries to drag it to his forehand, and he's cross-checked down to the ice, but no call will be made. Sent ahead was Rylan Crozier. Penalty coming up to the Big Red. That's Crozier who will be going to the penalty box. And I think this is going to be kind of a theme for the rest of this hockey game, Caden. Denison, I think, lets their emotions get the best of them. At least what we've seen in this first period, have made a couple unnecessary trips to the penalty box. The Flyers already have one power play goal.
For sure here. That's something we've already seen. The tempers are getting a little high. Obviously, it's a close game right now. They're not liking the calls, but it is what it is in the end. You got to watch it because you don't want it to go too far.
51 seconds left in this first period. The first unit moves onto the ice for the power play. Alagna snapped one on goal, and it was easily saved by Kuhl, who will hold on. Looks like we'll get kind of a late line change there from the Flyers. Caleb Pramek moves back onto the ice. Lone goal scorer for the Lewis Flyers thus far. Controls it off to the faceoff. Mike Stack. Ernsting picks it up now. Abram. Back to Ernsting. Pramek near side. He throws one on goal, and it's gloved down by Kuhl, who again will freeze it.
Good puck moving there by the Flyers. Ernst and Pramek setting up some good plays.
You can see the confidence level is elevated after the successful first power play from the Lewis Flyers, as the man with the best faceoff percentage for the Flyers won another one there, Scotty Ernsting. Poor turnover there by the Flyers in the offensive zone. We'll have one last rush in this first period. Stack hits Pramek. Leaves it for Ulmer. 5 seconds left in period one. In over the zone. His shot hit traffic out in front. Adrian Abram found it and trying to throw it to the middle, but will run out of time. The Lewis Flyers take a one-goal lead into the dressing room after 20 minutes of hockey. Caleb Pramek on the power play on this beautiful Halloween evening in Romeoville. We'll have period number 2 for you in just a couple minutes. You're watching Flyers hockey right here on the Lewis University Television Network.
I don't know. I like to have everything perfect, even though it's hard to make it that way. So I'm going to be messing with these cameras like crazy the next hour. It's about 3.5 hours to get lower thirds for our guests and anchors, B-roll. But if you notice here too, we have kind of 2 different sets we're working with today. This is our normal anchor desk over there, and then we'll have Allie, one of our anchors, interview our guest Angie today. There you are. You have your mic?
Yes, I am mic'd.
All right. You are mic'd or you have it? Oh, perfect.
Exams. They might have.
See that right there? That is perfect. Fantastic levels right there. We got 2 minutes, so we're just going to go back up to the top of the script. Are there mics down? 15 seconds. Play it. Ready on both their mics, 2 and 3. Take them.
Good evening. Thank you for joining Lewis University's television network. Focuses on recycling and redistributing chemicals.
It's always important to know too how long each clip is. So it's like 45.
Forced against people who weren't subject to law to enforcement. The investigation is ongoing. Up
Both
next,
mics.
we will have your local news. We'll be right back.
Play it. Is it playing?
Should be.
All right, mic's down.
Mics are down.
All right.
Thanks.
Oh, the first one, we're only going to have a minute. The first one didn't play, so I'll tell them. Ready on Allie's mic. And take it.
The mayor floor leader of Chicago.
Go ahead, Bridget. Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, you caught me.
Following a disturbance that ensued. Up next, we will have your Lewis Spotlight. Then we will have your Lewis Sports Update. Stay with us.
Play it. Mic's down. Yeah, just where you were before. Make sure both of you guys are framed up right. Yeah, you're right there. You can just stay.
I am Citlali Romo. And I'm Allison Lankwitz. Have a great night.
Play it. Mic's down. All right. You guys are clear. I thought it went pretty well. I know we had a lot of issues beforehand, and it was kind of chaotic. But I mean, overall, I thought it went fine. The anchors did a good job. I did an all right job. But it looked good, though. So hopefully, everyone go check it out on the YouTube channel. Got to shout it out.
We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. You know, I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
Get to be outside, get to experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
To help me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
From Oak Point, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I am a graduate student, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a commuter student, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
I am Seti Bowe, also known as King Kwan, and I am proud to be a Lewis Flyer.
I'm an international student, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
I'm from St. Augustine, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
I'm an aviation maintenance major, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a first-year student, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
I am a general construction pre-apprentice, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm an undergraduate student, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a transfer student, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I am a fully online student. I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm from Homer Glen, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
I am an international graduate student from China. I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a women's basketball player, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
My name is William Jones. I'm glad to be a flyer for Lewis University.
I'm a veteran of the United States Air Force, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a graduate student at Oak Brook campus, and we are Flyers.
I'm from Chicago, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a track and field athlete, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I am from Brazil, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I am a graduate student, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a biology and chemistry major, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
We are Lewis Flyers.
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 My name is Grace Duflon. I am a double major in public relations and advertising, as well as organizational communication, and I am from Delafield, Wisconsin. I was searching for a major for almost 2 years, and I'm very glad that I chose public relations because I do really enjoy talking with others, being creative, writing, designing, and all of those elements are incorporated in the major. My Lewis experience has been very hands-on. There was one class in particular, our public relations writing class, where we got to work with EZIO Community Development Services, and they work to revitalize neighborhoods and work with underserved communities.
And this was a full semester project where we were able to create lots of public relations and advertising materials. And we also got to work on our client services skills because we met with the owner on a weekly basis. This project gave us great real-life experience and also helped me realize that I do love the client services aspect of public relations, and I would love to do that in my career someday.
Can you help me?
Mom, Dad, we're going out.
Thank you.
Oh, look, they're playing chess.
What you got there?
Will you help my mom?
She's real sick, huh? Hey, crew, I'll give the first move to anyone who signs up to be an organ donor. How do you do it?
Easy. Just go to organdonor.gov.
You heard them, organdonor.gov.
More donors means more hope. Sign up at organdonor.gov.
I'm Allison Lankwitz, and my majors are psychology and radio, television, broadcasting. My junior year, I realized that I had enough credits to pursue a minor, and it was recommended that I do radio, television, broadcasting just because I had discussed what I like to do with my counselor. I realized really quickly that it was something that I wanted to do full time. I got to take advantage of having my own radio show here through WLRA, and I realized I loved talking with people. I loved communicating with people, not just studying them like in psych, but actually having conversations and being on air. And that's when I realized you can take whatever you're passionate about in your life and turn it into your living. My Lewis experience has been very impactful. I think I've grown to become more confident, and I think I've realized the ways that I was created by God, and now I'm able to change the world.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
Lewis University is full of devoted students ready to take the first step into their future. A group of hard-working and devoted students using the tools and resources provided and the experiences and opportunities gifted to them to identify their passion and explore their purpose, working endlessly to find their true calling.
Otherwise, they look good.
All right, welcome back to Lewis University Television Network. Logan Cap alongside Kate Peter for period number 2 of Flyers hockey. After one, the Flyers took a 1-goal lead away, and they'll look to extend that on this power play that they will start period number 2 with as a result of that late penalty by Rylan Crozier. Caden, what needs to change after the first period of hockey for the Lewis Flyers?
A lot of little mistakes, a lot of turnovers in their own zone, in the other zone as well. They just got to fix up the little things, stop making as much mistakes. Another thing to note, Captain Brian Gutt is back on the bench, so that's good to see as well. But hopefully they could fix up these small mistakes for this period. Turnovers, as you can see, ice a little wet already, so.
Look out, it's also slippery with Sam Saget going for a stumble there as the Flyers have about half this power play left. Their only goal in the game has been on the power play as they're struggling now to even get it into the offensive zone. Abram slows it down behind Sam Saget. And this time the Magic Man will have a go at it. Pushing back entry. Here's the goal scorer, Premek. Leaves it for Steck on the point. In the middle is Abram. Steck near side. One-timer, toe save, rebound is there. And Premek couldn't find a handle on it and put it into the open net. An excellent save is made by Lennon Cool. Penalty over, 5-on-5 hockey. Ernsting throws one on goal, and the rebound is found by Kaplan and sent up the far side wall. Kaplan backhands it into the Flyers zone, and Steck's got it. Let it go to Crozier in the middle, and I believe that was Kresge in the slot who had the shot. Down low, hopped over the stick of Seth Kaplan. That allows Abram to throw it and turn it over right in the middle to Lucas Cheris. And now Crozier on the point. Pass off the back wall and a one-timer from the far side from Evan Pavlik was nowhere to be found. Snapshot from Kaplan is bobbled momentarily by Zagat, and he'll hold on, try and slow things down a little bit. 17:57 left in period 2. Not the best start in this second period for the Flyers after having a couple quality opportunities on the power play, just totally lost momentum and are looking to bounce back. Yokoyama ran into a big shoulder, and it's rung around the net by Alex Fronte. Puck slapped out in front. Rebound is out in there and is cleared by Ricci. Here's Fronte moving with speed over the Denison line. Slaps one on goal. Rebound in front. And right there was Josh David. And another huge save is made. A rebound and a goal by Alex Fronte. Flyers kept with it and eventually found the back of the net. Alex Fronte brings his team up by 2 goals.
That speed from Fronte, another key player of the game. Caleb Premek and Fronte, one I said at the start. That forecheck, though, get the puck out of the zone, get in, puck on net, rebound, kept some pressure in. Great goal by the Flyers. Hope to keep seeing that throughout the game.
I wonder if you could tell me what the winning lottery numbers will be next week.
I got you, Logan.
That's 2 for 2 on players of the game for Caden Peter. As the Flyers with a renewed sense of energy after that goal from Fronte. Steck on the point. Hit the crossbar with that shot. And now nail fan on it. Going back the other way is Finn Lewis. Backhands it to DeTuro in the middle. He's got it, and his shot went up off the glass. Stump, rink wide pass to Logan Pickens, and he deflects it into the Denison end. Ernsting forced a turnover behind the Big Red net. Now Nail moves down, and that goes up into the scorekeeper's area and out of play. 16:31 left to go in period 2. Flyers bouncing back nicely after kind of a slow start. Now have a 2-goal lead. Alagna, point shot patted aside by Cool. Now with speed, here's Crozier. He's got Kaplan with him. Crozier, and a big save out on the top of the goal crease from Zagat. Came way out to challenge the shooter. And Zagat came out on top. Alagna now in his own zone. Up the far side wall. And smacked out by Wilninski. Charis plays catch and will send it up the near side wall. Here's Abram. Got Seth Kaplan on him, so he rifles it all the way down the ice. No icing on that play. And so Cool will come out to play it. Kaplan has it poked away with an excellent stick from Josh David. And that's the kind of defensive plays you want in the neutral zone from Flyers forwards. On Seth Kaplan, not even allowing him to get into the offensive zone as the Flyers deflected one on goal. Behind the net is Pramek. On the backhand, rips one, and it goes right to the glove of Cool, who will hold on for another whistle.
Flyers causing a lot of chaos in front of the net, and I think that's something they're trying to get here, generate a lot more scoring chances. Get in front of the goalie's eyes, make sure he can't see the puck, shot from the point. I see that they're shooting a lot. Now they're shooting a lot instead of trying to set up plays, so maybe that's something they're trying to fix for this period.
We talked about keeping it simple, and pucks on goal in the offensive zone. It doesn't get more simple than that. Stack had another one there, but it got deflected wide. And Stump sent it right into the neck area of Braden Ricci there, and that looked like it hurt. Adrian Abram, former Orland Park Viking, slapped that one in. Now on the near side is Sage. Gets poked up to Sutton, but Pickens was there. Now in the Flyers zone. Pavlik battles away with Abram. Flyers come away with it. Far side is Logan Stump in over the Denison line, and his shot is just to the left of the net. Now going back with speed the other way is Rabadown. His shot is blocked by Adrian Abram. And keeping the puck in was Lucas Cherish. He's got it now behind the Flyers' goal. Cherish turns, fires, and it's saved by Zagat. Kind of hit him and shot right down to the ice and went underneath the pad. Either way, Zagat made the save. 13:59 left to go in period 2.
I like that shift from Ben Alagna there. Very physical on the puck, on the play in the body.
Ben Alagna has had a really good season this year in his senior year for the Lewis Flyers. Has really come into his own throughout the 4 years of playing hockey for Lewis University. Has become a force on the blue line. And like you said, he's making plays on both sides of the puck. He's not afraid to throw the body around in the offensive zone either. And the Flyers can't clear. Slapped on goal by Kaplan, and it's gloved down by Zagat. Another save made by Zagat on Rylan Crozier. And the Denison Big Red going to work in the offensive zone. Kaplan chips and chases around Bray and Arici. Kaplan had one on goal. And another shot, a third try by Seth Kaplan is sent into the far side corner, up off the glass and out. No icing is waved. In the offensive zone is Wilninski now. His pass was picked off by Crozier. Not sure why that icing was waved off. I think the referee thought that Landon Kuhl was coming out to play it, but he really wasn't. In his own zone, Thomas Kresge has Caleb Pramack right on him. The Flyers in the offensive zone had all three forwards in on the forecheck there, trying to force a turnover. Here's Alagna in the offensive zone. Fronte, one of the goal scorers. Centering pass, sat in front, and a save is made by Kuhl. And again, another big body check by Caleb Pramack in the offensive zone. Shot from the point gets deflected in the near side corner by Pavlik. And a whistle. Someone's down in the near side corner on the Denison team. Denison bench is given an earful to the officiating staff. I didn't see what happened in the near side corner, but can't quite tell who that is. The Denison coach on the ice has got to be careful. You can't argue a call on the ice. That's a good way to get yourself ejected from the hockey game. You see the athletic trainer down in the near side corner who is tending to the Denison player. Did you see what happened on that play, Caden?
I did not. I don't know if it was that hit from Caleb Pramack, though. I feel like that hit was a little higher up at the hash mark right here. But I didn't see directly what happened in the corner. But player seems to be okay. But, yeah, Denison definitely giving an earful to the refs right now. So something they got to be careful for.
It was that whole shift there for both teams was getting pretty physical. And it looks like that was Jacob Jackson. Of the Denison Big Red. Who has made his way off the ice. Again, the Denison coaching staff has to be careful. They don't want to take any unnecessary penalties here. It doesn't look like any calls will be dished out. As at center ice is Seth Kaplan having a conversation with referee Brian Paha.
Sure, from here, everything's going to start picking up. Physicality. People are going to be running around a little bit, but we'll have to see. Emotions are a little high right now, but Lewis, here, at least from player perspective, I know that's something we value, discipline, keeping it under control. Something Coach Sawyer has been all on us about, keeping it calm. Hopefully the Flyers will be able to do that from here.
So a penalty was given out to Rylan Crozier, a 10-minute misconduct for unsportsmanlike conduct. And you see a very intense conversation happening between the bench and referee Brian Paha. Either way, that misconduct penalty will not result in a shorthanded situation. So it will be 5-on-5 once we get going again here. Jim Swire likes to use his last line change privilege, being the home team here, as that puck was dropped before Flyers were done with that line change. But like you said, Caden, I think we got to look for the intensity level to be picked up, and a penalty is going to be called on Mike Steck right there. Wow.
Interference call on Mike Steck.
Wow.
Not sure if I agree with that 100%, but something you can't argue once the ref calls it.
You're absolutely right. That is a unfortunate penalty taken by Mike Stack. And the Big Red will see their first power play now, or their second power play rather, of this hockey game. Fates off the left wing side of Sam's again. I mean, to me, Caden, that just looked like Mike Stack was occupying his skating lane.
I was going to say that puck was still right there, but hey, sometimes it happens. Maybe the ref didn't get a good angle on the play there, but Flyers know what to do from here.
Brian Goot working hard on the penalty kill, trying to kill off some time here. Has got to be cautious with Seth Kaplan moving in. Another great clear by Braden Ricci. Now here's Kresge. It's controlled by Kaplan, who's got a couple Flyers players on him, and you really start to see the Flyers collapsing on Kaplan, not giving him any time and space to get things going. He's got it now in the offensive zone. Kaplan over to Lewis. Centering pass could not be cleanly handled by Rabadam. Now the Big Red will set up. Shot from the point goes off the skate of Kaplan and trickling back to Cherish on the point, and it's cleared up and out. Here's Seth Kaplan. Snaps one on goal. It went up off the stick of Wilninski, and screaming to Kresge on the point. Down low, Kaplan. Cycles it around, turns, and I don't know if he was trying to shoot that or what, but it goes up into the protective netting, and that will be a face-off in the Flyers' end.
So far, I think I've seen throughout this game, the Flyers have really tried to focus and shut down Kaplan, like you've been saying, one of their key players for Denison. Sure, that's something Coach Sawyer probably emphasizing to the boys.
Moving in from the series last week, Kaplan is against Indiana Tech, had a hat trick in their game back on the 25th. And is been kept at bay as we approach the halfway point in this hockey game. 28 more seconds of power play time for the Big Red. Kaplan couldn't handle it. Cleared the length of the ice by Logan Stumpf, and on the forecheck on the penalty kill is Scotty Ernsting. That centering pass is blocked, picked up by Stumpf. And he just took some major contact there from Kaplan, and again, it's cleared all the way down. Much better penalty kill that time by the Lewis Flyers. See if they can take any momentum away from that. We'll see a face-off in the Denison end. 9.5 left to go in period 2.
Really like what I'm seeing with the penalty kill by the Flyers right now. Shutting down the Denison Power play.
You're absolutely right. And for a while, the first couple games of this season, the Flyers really didn't take too many penalties. And their last time we saw them here against St. Norbert in Romeoville, that first game on Friday night, Flyers did not have to kill off any penalties because they didn't have any. That has been at the forefront of what head coach Jim Swire has been doing since he took over Flyers hockey last year. Has been keeping the head on the shoulders of these Flyers players and staying out of the penalty box. They've done a good job today. Had that, we'll call it, interesting call against Mike Stack as a centering pass is turned aside by Kuhl. And again, that Fronte line is creating chances in the offensive zone. Here now is DeTuro. Leaves it in the middle. That shot is just wide of the net. That was Graham Sutton who had a chance at it. Here's Fronte in all alone. Alex Fronte! And it's turned aside by Kuhl. Fronte didn't really get everything he wanted on that drive. Deflected out in front again by Fronte. And Kuhl did a good job tracking it. Another grade A shift for that line of David, Fronte, and Premek.
Man, this whole game, yeah, they've been really on it, generating a lot of pressure. I really like what I'm seeing for them.
2 goals for that line thus far. Here's Ethan Horman. Sends it back in his own zone to Nail. Near side half wall is Alagna. Fights through contact with Owen Rabadam. And the Flyers still looking to clear it out. Cade Nolmer, rink-wide pass to Horman on the far side. Slapped up to Kaplan. Right back is Stack, and that shot from Kaplan goes up off the stick of Troy Nail and into the protective netting, causing a stoppage of play. 7:52 left to go in the second. Flyers are up by 2. Saw it right there again. Seth Kaplan was moving in pretty much by himself, had 3 Flyers defenders on him and couldn't get anything going. The big stick of Troy Nail. The 6'4", 225 defender for the Flyers. Here's Stumpfin over the Denison line. On his forehand, he shoots, and it's just wide. Rebound to Ernsting. Run down low. Here's Pickens to Ernsting. Sauces it. Near side, here's Pickens. Push down low, Ernsting. One thing that Scotty Ernsting does really well is slow down what's happening, creates time for himself, creates plays. And has really, that whole line as well, has done a good job playing the offensive zone. Shot is blocked out on the face-off dot by Pavlik. And Stumpf with a big hit on Kaplan. Pavlik sent up and touched in by Rabadam. Abram. Fronte couldn't get it out. Kaplan down low, took a funny hop off the Zamboni door, and it gets sent out. In the offensive zone is Lewis. Turns and shoots it, and it hit traffic out in front. And now Abram and Kaplan tangle up behind the net. A slap shot is tracked nicely by Sam Zagat, and he'll pounce on top of it. Some contact after the whistle there between, I believe, Rabadam and Ben Alagna.
Great job by the defense by keeping their composure in front of the net, even with all the physical contact after. Don't want to get in the box, cause any stupid mistakes either.
No, Rabadam was right there on the top of the blue paint. And the transfer from Merrimack College has had a pretty good year thus far. 2 goals and 3 assists. Door was shut on his most recent opportunity by Sam Zagat. 5:55 left to go in period 2. Face off won by the Flyers, chopped at by Pickens, and out by Stumpf. Here's the Magic Man moving in with speed on his backhand. Ernsting's got it behind the Denison net. Turns and fires, and it was just wide. It bounces up to nail on the point. Stumpf spins away from some contact, still has the puck. And Sheris is able to skate it out. DeTuro leaves it in the middle for Sutton, but he couldn't control. Sheris now left it off for Kresge. He's got it down below the Flyers goal line. Kresge on the near side, down low to DeTuro. Stick handles to the middle, and his centering pass, nobody was there for it, and that allowed Steck to force it over the Flyers blue line. Fresh off the bench was David. Here's Horman into the zone. From the top of the circles, his wrist shot was blockered down by Kuhl. And now Pavlik gets slapped up the near side wall, and a penalty to Josh David. Roughing is the call. And the Denison Big Red will see another power play. Not a great penalty for David to take in the offensive zone away from the puck. Not sure if it was just a late hit or a little extra shot.
4 minutes left in the period. Don't want to do anything too crazy. Don't want to cause any bad situations right now. So been confident in this penalty kill.
And Seth Kaplan from the point will find the space, and on the power play, the all-time points leader for the Denison Big Red gets them on the board here this afternoon at Canlan.
Right there, shot from the point. Zagat couldn't track it, couldn't really get a good sight on it. A lot of traffic in front of the net.
Not surprising at all. Matt Kaplan found the back of the net. Gets his 14th on the year. And the Flyers' lead has been cut in half. Abram gets it to Wolninski. Flyers need to bounce back quickly with only 4 minutes left in this second period. Rabadam couldn't get it into the Flyers zone. And it's spooned away from Seth Kaplan. Alagna, Omer rather, batted it out of the air. And it couldn't be kept in by Ricci. With speed, his own Rabadam over the Lewis line. Leaves it off for Kaplan. He snaps one on goal, and he hit the side of the goal frame. Going back the other way is Brian Goot. Omer slaps it over to Stumpf, who backhands it into the Denison end. 3:19 left to go. Fresh off the bench is Ernsting. He shoots it, he scores! Scotty Ernsting right off the bench, found the space, and the Flyers are back up by 2.
What a goal by Scotty. He's got a nice deceptive shot. He got that time right through the middle. Took advantage of it. Get the Flyers back up 3-1.
A very unfortunate turnover in the defensive zone by the Denison Big Red. Gave it right to the Flyers' points leader from last year. And again, the Flyers are back up by 2. Looking to get another quick one is Logan Stumpf, and the Flyers are offsides. Still in the penalty box for the Denison Big Red is Rylan Crozier, who is another force on the offensive side of the ice with 11 goals on the year so far, second in goals behind Seth Kaplan, and he took that 10-minute misconduct penalty earlier this period, and they've been without him for the majority of period number 2. Backhander from Stumpf was up over the net. The neutral zone, Troy Nail tried to send it in. It went right off the stick of Logan Stumpf, and that will be ruled to be an offside rather. Last couple minutes here in period number 2. Imperative for the Lewis Flyers to finish this second period strong. Don't want to let Denison take a late goal into the dressing room. Glove down by Alagna. Here comes Fronte motoring in over the Denison line. Alex Fronte on the backhand. His shot is knocked down by Kuhl and scooped out. Abram gets deflected in to the Denison end. Very effectively right there. And a big hit by Josh David behind the Denison net. Stunned is Evan Pavlik as he slowly got up. Was not prepared for the Flyers forward to absolutely run him over. Big contact in the offensive zone by the Lewis Flyers.
Really see how effective that forecheck is on this line, creating turnovers, even chances there. Great job there by Fronte and David.
The puck is dropped and everyone's getting a little hot as Ricci's got to move back. He's got Crozier with speed. He's finally out of the penalty box after taking that 10-minute misconduct penalty. Crozier snaps one on goal, and it was on the ice and easily saved by Sam Zagat, who will force a whistle.
I think Zagat's had a great game so far, stopping the shots he's needed to.
Hasn't had to work too hard. Hasn't seen a lot of action.
From a player's perspective, it's great seeing how much, Zagat's part of my class here. It's great seeing how much he's improved throughout the years. Love where he's at. Proud for him.
Absolutely. I mean, he came in and was backup to Mike Fisher a couple years ago, and Fisher was really the foundation of Flyers hockey for a long time, and Zagat had some big skates to fill, as it were, and I think has done an excellent job so far as Caden Ulmer dances through a couple Denison players in the neutral zone, and his shot broke the stick of Zach Kulik. And the Flyers will have a man advantage here as that's actually Kresge without a stick. A deflection in the slot was deflected wide. And a penalty on the Lewis Flyers out in the slot area. I believe that's Kay Nomer who will be going to the penalty box. And again, not a great penalty for the Lewis Flyers to take late in period number 2.
Dangerous situation they're being put in right now. Minute left on the clock. Definitely don't want to go into the locker room after a short-handed goal.
It'll be very important for the Flyers to play the next 61 seconds clean. As this face-off to the left wing side of Sam Zagat is won by the Big Red. On the near side, Kaplan moves it in. His shot is soaked up by Sam Zagat, who was out cutting down the angle on Seth Kaplan. Face-off this time won by the Flyers. The near side corner controlled up the wall to Kaplan. Cycles it down. On the point now, Crozier. Kaplan, one-timer patted out by Zagat. Kresge. Crozier near side. Head fake, leaves it for Kresge. Crozier wide open on the far side. His shot saved by Zagat, and he held on.
Good puck movement there by Denison. They've been really getting the Flyers thinking on their penalty kill. They've obviously had some adjustments now that they've had a few power plays, so Flyers got to adjust as well.
Kresge and Kaplan working the puck well on the point on this power play. Have had a couple wide open opportunities. 15 seconds left to go. Down behind the net, Crozier. Kaplan has Brian Gutwright on him. And the Flyers took another one. Oh no. And that will be Seth Kaplan, who is taking an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Goes palms up to the referee after the horn sounds. And Caden, it seems like that's kind of been a theme for this Denison hockey team. They've taken a couple unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. But it looks like the Denison Big Red have negated the rest of their power play. And the Flyers, 59 seconds into period number 3, will have an abbreviated power play. We'll see that third period in just about 13 minutes. You're watching Flyers hockey right here on the Lewis University Television Network.
First thing we want to talk about is the D3 team. In their first season, you are the captain of this newly reinstated D3 hockey team here at Lewis. How's the season been going?
Season's going pretty solid. You know, we're a new team coming into the league, so not too many expectations, but hey, we're coming in and we got to build a culture here and we got to get the work done. So it's been going great with Jim here and Dave Dingle, which unfortunately couldn't join us today, but yeah, again, we're a new program and we got things to build and things to work on. So,
and he's been. I mean, this is a really key part of this. You know, we've talked about what his role could potentially have been at the end of last year, and he has embraced this. You know, this team is so critical to the future of our program, and we have to build. And I think that a lot of these guys, and due to Caden's leadership. A lot of these guys see the vision. They see the long-term benefit of doing everything that you guys are doing, and some of the adversity and other things that are happening right now. But that's all part of a startup business, startup team, startup program. That's the way we do it.
Yeah, and you know, being this first year of the D3 team, you played on the team last year, the solo D2 team that we had. How is that transition been from the one team to the two teams this year for you?
So one of the things that like I really want to focus on is the fact that like I remember coming in when I was a freshman, like being all scared. You got to like learn the ropes and everything. So I'm very fortunate to be able to help show these guys because, yeah, you got your veteran or whoever taking care of you. Mine was Brian Gutt. So I kind of looked up to him. But now, as being one of the guys that is on the D3 team that does have previous experience, it's great to be able to actually help these guys, help guide them because coming to the ACHA, even coming to Lewis, like outside, there's a whole ton that you got to learn. It is a huge transition. So I'm very fortunate and glad to be able to help lead these guys because, you know, they look up to me and I want to make sure I'm leading them in the right direction. And yeah.
Let's talk about that veteran. Is it a program? Do we call it a program? Do we call it just
that structured? It's driven by the players.
Yeah. So you want to talk
100%.
Talk a little bit about what that is and how that works?
So for me, mine was Brian, but that's the person you kind of like look up to. You know, I happen to build my relationship with him. I'm always hanging out with him on and off the ice. You know, we're always doing stuff, but tends to be your guy you always go to, right? So, but for my team, it's like we don't have as many of those people with that status, I guess you could say. So rather, if they ever have questions, I always tell them, come to me, whether it's school, whether it's hockey, anything, personal stuff. I'm always open, willing to help these guys out.
So basically, you find a rookie partner, the first year player, to kind of be your buddy for the whole season. Am I understanding that? And you kind of show them around Lewis. You show them how the hockey side works, but also the school side, and just kind of have that mentoring relationship. Am I understanding that? I'm just trying to explain because I think that's a pretty unique thing to your guys' team and something that I didn't know about until relatively recently that you guys did. And I think that's really cool and can help integrate some of those new players into the Lewis hockey community.
Yeah, and they've been doing this for years. This is not new. This isn't something that I invented or created. This was something that has been around with the Lewis culture for a number of years.
Yeah, and you still have a good relationship with Brian, right?
Oh, yeah. Me and him are always going back and forth and everything. We give each other stuff all the time. But, yeah, it's great. On and off the ice, it's awesome. So, but, yeah, again, this year it's a little different because we have, 21 new guys coming in. It's like you got a whole nother team of guys.
And have they adapted to the Lewis culture pretty well? I mean, because most of those guys are on the D3 team, right? Yes, maybe?
It's a mix.
Mix?
Because we had a number of new guys that are on the D2 team this year, and then, all the guys that are on the D3 team.
And so has that been challenging at all for you to kind of help guide all of these people, or has it been kind of a smooth process? I don't know. I'm just trying to to me, that's such a big undertaking to all of a sudden we're going to go from one team to two, and we're basically going to double the amount of players that are playing for this hockey organization. I mean, that's a lot of people to integrate into the community, and how has the transition been is basically what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, so looking back at just our championship culture and everything, even I'm still learning. This is my third year here. You're always learning, you're always adapting. So just being able to help guide the ropes for these guys, it's definitely a lot more pressure, right? Because you got a lot more you got to handle, but it's been going pretty smoothly lately.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it's important to understand that, and I'm going to go here, that, we have 21 players, right? That's what we were saying, that were not playing hockey last year at Lewis. So by adding this in, we have that is more students coming to the school, and a lot of these players would not come here if it wasn't for the hockey program. So this is all part of what we're trying to build, and this is going to repeat itself again come next year with the women.
Yeah, and that'll be then the third team. And I don't know, are you guys the largest club team at Lewis? You have to be, right?
I don't know. I don't know if that's.
I wouldn't know too much of that either, but I'd like to say we're at least up there in terms of how many people we have.
Yeah, and you definitely will be with the women's
I will
team.
say we're probably the most demanding, And we're probably one of the hardest to work with.
That's all right. Jill does a great job, though.
She is
awesome. You guys,
she's awesome.
Constantly working with Jill, who has done so much for the growth of this program as a whole, and really all club sports at Lewis, but for sure hockey. I mean, I don't know. You guys probably have a different relationship with her than I do, but she does a lot of great stuff.
Yes, she does. She takes care of us.
But so in terms of hockey now, with the D3 team, you guys are sharing some practice slots with the D2 team. You have some of your own practice slots. How has that kind of relationship been between the two teams? And, you know, how has that contributed to the development of the hockey aspect of it? Does that make sense, kind of?
No, that's a good question.
So, yeah, it's obviously a different perspective than what we've had in the past few years, where you're just practicing as one team, but now you got two. So now you got to kind of work around it in terms of, well, some guys miss practices because they got class, they got labs, they got homework, you know, personal life stuff. So for some practices, yeah, we do have lower numbers, but we do want guys to come to practice and give it their all, right? If you got more guys for a practice, that's great, because you want them to be out there giving it 100% each practice that they're in. But yeah, so we have Wednesdays is our actual, each individual team has their own slot, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays are combined. So, and Thursdays has been great because like today, you know, guys have games on the weekend. Go on there, get a quick little skate and make sure you're warmed up for the week. But overall practice has been going pretty solid. Jim, what do you think?
I mean, that's what we did today as an example. Since we have two games coming up, we will limit the guys that have those games. So in this case, it's the D2 team. So we skated for just about 40 minutes. It was a decent skate, not a super hard skate. Actually, we tried to make it a little bit fun today too. We were playing music during practice, having the guys just have a little bit of a mental break and still get the physical.
From the flight department.
How are you?
Good, how are you? We're actually pre-flighting for the low pass, so I kind of just want to discuss it with you before we go out there.
Yeah, hopefully everything, if it's not too busy.
We call it a ceremonial low pass. You go lower to the ground at a higher speed to kind of signify moving on to a bigger and better career.
This is my last flight, Dave. Thanks again for wanting to do this. Yeah, of course, man. Thanks for asking me.
Lewis Tower, make left traffic, runway 2, cleared for takeoff.
I actually am having mixed emotions right now. Watching him fly by brings me back memories to when he first started here at Lewis as a student and what he's been through with challenges. And now he is moving on with his career.
We have uniform for the requested 2 low passes over runway 9.
My Lewis experience has been adventurous. I've had a lot of opportunities to experience the flight side, the student life. I don't think I'd change one thing that I did here.
Seminole, 0 Lima uniform, turn left on Gulf, taxi to the university via Bravo Echo, and congratulations on this advancement of your career right now.
It is very sad, but at the same time, I'm excited to see what's next.
Welcome back inside Kalen Sports in Romeoville. Logan Cap here alongside Caden Peter for period number 3 of Flyers hockey as they look to close out this big win against the Denison Big Red. Right at the end of that second period, one of the big guns for the Big Red took an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. That is Seth Kaplan. And so he'll be in the box for 2 minutes. And Caden Omer will finish out the 59 seconds left on his penalty. So we'll play 4-on-4 for 59 seconds. And then the Flyers will have about 61 seconds of power play time. Keys to the third period, Caden.
One thing is, I think the Flyers got to keep the pressure on, you know. They're looking to close out this game. They're up 3-1, set the tone for tomorrow. Got a big game tomorrow as well.
That's the beautiful thing about college hockey are these 2-game series where it'll be the same. It's like almost like playoff hockey, kind of, where you see the same team a couple times. You start to get to know the tendencies of the other team. And so I guess this is a question for you. In your opinion, what is the first game better or is the second game better?
I always tend to feel like the first game's a little better. I mean, it kind of depends, you know. If you're on the road, second day is better for sure. But if you're at home, first day's always better. But regardless, you get beat up from the first game, so you kind of feel a little off the second game. But regardless, it's always fun having that 2-game series.
As the Flyers go to work in the offensive zone, 30 more seconds of 4-on-4 time. I know that both Flyers hockey teams spent a lot of time with special teams during practice, as that was deflected on net by Ernsting. But I'm sure this is a situation that this Flyers hockey team has encountered a lot in practice. You could speak to that more than I could.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is something we practice, something we got to capitalize, especially in these moments. Big moment here. You're up 3-1. Still a whole period of hockey left to play. A lot of time left. Got to keep playing smart, playing passive, do what they need to do to close out the game.
One more rush here, 4-on-4. Then the Flyers will see their abbreviated power play. Omer's penalty's over. And so he exits the box and picks up the puck. Here's Omer. Battles through some contact in the neutral zone. Now in his own zone, Logan Stumpf. Leisurely working it in over the line are the Flyers, and maybe not a lot, maybe not enough intensity on that shift. As Jim Swears barking on the bench. Puck comes back to Sam Zagat, who was out to play at 15 seconds more of power play time for the Lewis Flyers. Alex Fronte, one of the goal scorers for Lewis this game. On the near side, penalty over, 5-on-5 hockey. Here's Alagna on the far side. His shot hit traffic out in front. That was Cherish. And again, another power play goes by the wayside for the Lewis Flyers. Kaplan snaps one on goal, and an excellent save is made by Zagat, who blockers that one up into the rafters. Seth Kaplan obviously frustrated here in this third period.
A little bit of an awkward scenario there for Sam Zagat. Richie fell into him. Happens sometimes, lost an edge. But good thing he made that stop.
He'll see a face-off to his left wing side. 17:37 left in this hockey game. Adrian Abrams snaps it up to Josh David. He's moving in with speed up the left wing wall, and an excellent defensive stick from Thomas Kresge, who's had a storied year for his ACHA hockey career. Kresge has 9 goals this year, which is the most out of any of his 40 years playing hockey for the Denison Big Red, and we're not even halfway through this hockey season so far. DeTuro has it taken away by Ethan Horman. Now David. With speed through the neutral zone, over the line is Josh David. Still got it far side. Centering pass, couldn't find Pramack in the slot. Now going back the other way is Kresge. Teammates making a line change, hesitated in over the Lewis line. His backhander goes right into the breadbasket of Sam Zagat, who will hold on to it. 16:34 left in period 3. Another big save by Zagat, who has had to make more and more as this hockey game has worn on. But luckily for him, he's got some solid defensemen like Troy Nail standing out in front of him, who just had that shot block. Nail now sends it in to Yokoyama. Again, Troy Nail will get it going in his own defensive zone. Wolninski with speed, he's into the Denison end. Wolninski to the middle, and he scores! Jake Wolninski found possession in the offensive zone, and brought it to his forehand and split the wickets of Lennon Cool to take the Flyers up by 3 goals.
Great patience there by Wolninski, right through the 5-hole. Recognized how much time and space he had. He had that speed going into the zone. Did a great job there, putting the Flyers in a good position here.
Jake Wolninski, the Oak Lawn native, using his speed up the left wing wall to get around the defender, power move it to the middle, and slide it right into the back of the net. Flyers up 4-1 with 15:53 left in the third period. Alagna. Flyers looking to get another quick one. Stump backhands it in. Slapped up to Lewis on the Lewis line. The offensive zone to Turo. Battles away with Steck. And finally, Steck's able to send it up off the glass. And it's blocker to side. That will negate the icing call. Flyers now settling in this third period. Finding the net once again. And a penalty on Logan Pickens will put the Flyers down again. Not a great penalty to take once again by the Lewis Flyers. And I mean, to me, it looked like there was some pretty even contact on both sides of the puck right there.
Kind of two guys tied up against each other. But one thing I think the Flyers need to focus on here is number 27.
Seth Kaplan will bring the puck with speed out of his own defensive zone. He's in over the Lewis line. Snaps one on goal, and he scores. Again on the power play, Seth Kaplan finds the back of the net for the second time this game and has brought the Flyers lead back down to 2. Flyers now in a little bit of a sticky situation, as you said. And again, I think you need to work on getting me those lottery numbers for next year, next week. Caden with the prediction of Seth Kaplan's goal right there, but The Flyers look to rebound as Kaplan moves into the offensive zone, and some major contact there down below the Flyers goal line between Omar Ricci and Kaplan, as Adrian Abram works the puck in on the offensive side of things. Abram. Puck trickles over to Lennon Kuhl. And Caden, I think we're in store for a pretty entertaining finish to this hockey game.
Oh yeah, about 14 minutes left on the clock here, 13:52 to be exact, but it's going to be a close one. Intensity from both sides right here. Both teams eager to win.
Moving fast is Pepper to Turo into the Flyers end. Leaves it in the middle. Puck rattled around in the slot, and right there it was Finn Lewis, but Mike Steck was tying up with him. Fronte in the offensive zone. Pass to the middle. Here's David, and way out on top of the crease was Lennon Kuhl to make that save.
Great opportunity there from Josh David. Unfortunately, couldn't just find the back of the net there, but great play from this entire line here. Good forecheck from the Maul.
And again, the Denison Big Red trying a late line change. And as we've established earlier, Jim Swoyer likes to play the line games. Stack on the point. His shot was wide. Ernsting down behind the net is pressured by Rabadon. Ernsting now near side half wall on the backhand. Down to Pickens, middle, and a shot was saved by Kuhl. Another quality chance for the Flyers. Kuhl is laboring in the goal crease and is down for the count. Lennon Kuhl has been playing very well throughout the course of this hockey game, and not sure if there was some contact there or if he was just pushing from left to right. It appears to be a lower body injury as the trainer makes his way onto the ice. This could be a big loss for the Denison Big Red.
Struggling to get up right now, too. That's nothing you like to see.
You see the Flyers have made their way back to the bench. Backup goalie Ryan Hartle is warming up near the bottom side of your frame there. Hartle has only played in 2 games thus far, as a win and a loss credited to him. Lennon Kuhl being the main starter for this Denison hockey team, 9-3. Or 9 games played, rather, for the former Golden Bear. Stick taps happening here. I don't know. What are we?
Good to see he's back up. Looks like 31's debating about if it's his time to go in, but looks like he might stick it out. Definitely a little shaken up, but great to see him back up.
Still and it looks like Jeff German has made the decision to put Ryan Hartle into this hockey game. As you see, kind of struggling off the ice is Lennon Kuhl. And this now is a developing story for this hockey game. Ryan Hartle, who's been sitting in the penalty box, has to make a quick save there off the Ben Alagna shot, and I'm sure that's what the Flyers are going to try and do now, is get back to throwing everything on net and forcing Hartle to make some saves. Face off to his left wing side. Alagna, shot off the side of the goal frame. Centering pass, evaded the stick of Jake Walninski. Another shot is saved by Hartle. Goot. Flyers couldn't control a neutral zone. Revving up the Jets in his own end is Kaplan. Moving with speed in over the Flyer line. His shot is way up over the net. And he took some extra contact there from Alagna in the Flyers zone. Here now is Kresge. Leaves it behind the net for Lucas Cheris. Kaplan turned it over in the defensive zone to Rapaz, but is able to recover. And again, here's Horman. Moving in on Hartle, who came out to play it. Turns it over to Horman. Rapaz into support. Far side corner now is Sutton. And slowing it down behind the net is Kresge. Snaps it up the wall, and a coach has now been thrown out on the Denison bench.
It's been a theme throughout this game that we've seen so far, and kind of starting to hit towards the end of the game, so part of the game though.
Emotions obviously running high on the Denison bench. I'm not even really sure what the complaint was. There hasn't really been anything in the past couple minutes since that injury to Lennon Kuhl that would cause a response like that from the Denison bench. So we're going to go 5-on-5. A game misconduct has been assessed, I believe, to the assistant coach of the Denison Big Red. That does not warrant a person to sit in the penalty box, so no power play. Face off to the left wing side of Ryan Hartle. 11:29 left to go in this third period. And I imagine we're in store for a rather long final 11 minutes here, Caden.
11:29 left on the clock, but sure it's going to go by slow. These moments, they're a lot of tension, a lot of nerves kick in. Both sides. Sure, both teams are feeling it right now.
Face off won by Ernsting. Snapped on goal by Stumpf, and it's saved by Hartle. Graduate of Detroit Jesuit makes another stop. Here's Stumpf in the middle. Tries to toe drag, but has his pocket picked, and he recovers. Stumpf's got it. The offensive zone is Pickens. Trying to find Ernsting in the middle, but I believe the pass hit a stick, and now back in his own end is Nail. Stumpf leaves it for Ernsting, who's now in over the Denison line. And it's controlled once again by Stumpf. Nail on the far side, snaps one on goal, and it hit traffic. And now moving back the other way with speed is Owen Rabadam. An excellent back check there from Troy Nail. And an even better save is made by Sam Zagat to keep that one out of the net.
Great recovery there by Troy Nail. 6'4", he's got a long stick, so sure that guy wasn't expecting that too. But great back check by him.
Moving with speed, the former member of the Chicago Crush has been making an impact in this game today against the Big Red. A point shot was saved by Zagat, and a rebound was cleared out by Ricci. On the point, Cherish lofted one on goal, and again is saved by Zagat for another stoppage. You see some of the same from the Big Red in their offensive zone. Shots from the point, making the goaltender make a save. Here's Wilninski, feeds Goot. He's in over the Denison line. Goot had to battle through some contact with Kaplan. And a rink-wide pass just found Crozier. With stick handling in over the Lewis line. Kind of half-heartedly threw one on net, and it gets sticked up into the protective netting, out of play. Face off, near side dot, Lewis end. I think, again, just to reiterate our point from earlier, it's going to be of the utmost importance for both teams really to stay out of the penalty box. The Flyers, throughout the course of this hockey game, have taken some untimely penalties. And being up by 2 goals, they want to have every advantage that they can get. Big contact in the near side corner. Puck squirts out to Josh David. Chips and can't quite get around Thomas Kresge, who slaps it back up to Alagna. Nail has Rabadon right on him, and it gets rung around the net and out. Lucas Cheris, graduate of New Trier High School, sent it in. Picked up by Ernsting, up off the glass and out again to Kresge on the red line. That was most certainly offsides and is picked up by the official. And again, more words coming from the Denison bench. I don't know, Caden. I'm not wearing my referee uniform, but that was only about 2 feet offsides there.
I do think I agree with that one on this this one, but yeah, that one was for sure offsides.
An excellent call by the referee, who's earning his keep this game.
I'm sure they're dealing with a bunch of stuff already this game, though, so.
Always are. It's a thankless job, Caden.
Oh, yeah.
You know that. Puck is sent in off the skate of Caden Ulmer. In the near side corner, Wilninski has it taken away by Seth Kaplan, who's moving in with speed now into the Lewis end. And an excellent defensive play by Adrian Abram to shut down the goals leader for the Denison Big Red. Wilninski again moving in, and that drive is saved by Ryan Hartle. Another grade A chance from the Lewis Flyers, and some major commotion now.
Walensky was skating by. Denison player kicked the stick out of his hand, so stuck his foot out a little bit.
A very untimely penalty for the Denison Big Red. As it looks like that will be Seth Kaplan who took that penalty. We're still looking for
good on the ref for watching the shenanigans outside of the whistle. Kaplan clearly not having it this game.
In addition to leading points and assists, Seth Kaplan is also the all-time penalty minutes leader for the Denison Big Red. So no surprise that number 27 in red, is sitting in the penalty box as the Denison bench continues to bark away at the referee, and now the Big Red have taken their timeout.
It's a huge moment here for the Flyers. They really need to capitalize on. 8 minutes left on the clock. 2-minute power play. Sawyer lecturing the team, making sure they know what to do, get out on the ice.
You saw there Lucas Cheris get the explanation from the referee in front of his penalty box. One has to assume that was about the penalty that was assessed to Seth Kaplan. And again, if you're Denison, not the guy you want sitting in the penalty box this late in this hockey game, being down by 2 goals. You see Graham Sutton was sitting there on the boards for the Denison Big Red, had a goal in their last game against Indiana Tech back last weekend. Has had a pretty good career for the Big Red. 33 games played, 2 goals, one of which came last week. That centering pass is cleared out, and a whistle by the referee who jumped the gun on it. Flyers set back up. Face-off won by Denison. Could not be cleared out by Whalen. Pramack had the first goal of the game way back in the first period. Now Ulmer behind the net. Stack on the far side. Cross-ice pass to Pramack, and they score!
Great look by Steck there, feeding Caleb Pramack, another key player. Backdoor, good, nice little tap in on the power play. Puts him in a great spot. Hopefully, keep it up.
Caleb Pramack with his second goal of the hockey game. Another power play tally for the Lewis Flyers. You see the joy on the face of Caleb Pramack right there. Has to be satisfied now being up by 3 goals with under 8 minutes left in this third frame. Face off, one to Krusky, and it's backhanded in by Graham Sutton. Behind the net, Kaplan. Left it for Sutton, and Mike Stack will be heading back to the penalty box rather. Roughing is the call. Big Red will have an opportunity to answer right back with a power play of their own.
A lot of special teamwork this game. Both ends, they've been used to it now. This late in the game, we're going to see where it goes.
Face off to the right wing side of Sam Zagat. 2 minutes of power play time up on the board for the Big Red. Slap shot from Kaplan right off that face off was blocked by the stick of Ethan Rapaz. And now back in his own zone is Kaplan. Spins away from the hit from Rapaz, dishes it up to Crozier. He controls it behind the Flyer net and backhands it down to Kaplan. On the wall. A snapshot went up off the glass. Rebound controlled by Krusky. Down low, Kaplan. Tried a wraparound attempt, and that centering pass, rather, was squirts out to Krusky on the point. Far side, Crozier. Down in the corner is Kaplan. And it's backhanded up by Adrian Abram. Kaplan on the wall. Moves down behind the net. Here's Crozier. Near side, Krusky. Rabadam. His centering pass went off a skate in the slot and went right to the stick of Crozier. Rabadam couldn't handle that pass, and it trickles all the way back into the Big Red end, allowing the Lewis Flyers to get a line change. Alagna sends it the length of the ice. 30 more seconds of power play time for the Denison Big Red. That was Finn Lewis, who just turned it over on his own blue line. And now Brian Goot working it in the offensive zone on the penalty kill. Flyers doing a good job controlling the pace in the second half of this kill. Did a little bit of running around during that first half of that penalty, but ended up all right. Penalty over, 5-on-5 hockey. Flyers kill off another one. Here's Stump. Backhand pass to Benalagna. Now Ricci on the far side. 5.5 left to go. Flyers still with a 3-goal lead. Point of emphasis this year has been turnovers just in general, but mostly in the defensive zone. And there's a couple questionable passes there. The one-timer from Pickens will find the back of the net.
Great play by the Flyers. Logan Pickens obviously help from Stump and Ernsting setting up that play. Stump taking it in to the zone, dishing it out to Ernsting, right to Pickens. Puts the Flyers up.
Logan Pickens has had a couple great periods of hockey these past couple games at Canlan. Most recently against St. Norbert College, and tallies another one in the goal column today against the Big Red. Crozier had a shot that was turned aside by Zagat. Another pass finds its way back to the stick of Crozier. Taken away by Stump, glove down. Here's Crozier, snapped on goal, and a rebound couldn't be found by Seth Kaplan. His second try hit the side of the goal frame. Here's Pramek looking for the hat trick, and the Flyers are offsides.
Really close chance there in the zone of the Flyers from Seth Kaplan. Good thing the Flyers got taken out there. Fortunate offsides, they had 3-on-2 coming in the zone. 4 minutes left to go, though.
A big 4 minutes, final 4 minutes for the Lewis Flyers, now up by 4 goals as the Ernsting line is back on the ice. The Magic Man, smooth as silk, works the puck over to Nail on the point. His shot was deflected by Pickens out in front, but it was deflected a little bit too well, and that allowed the Big Red to clear it all the way down. Kept in on the point by Yokoyama. Now here come the Flyers. In 2-on-1 is Ernsting. He's got Stump with him. Centering pass to Stump. One-timer. And Stump didn't get all of it. A wraparound from Ernsting gets sent into the near side corner. And now it's Finn Lewis in his defensive zone. 3.5 minutes left. In is Finn Lewis. Stopped at the blue line. Josh David with a fancy stick work in the neutral zone and ran into a big shoulder by Finn Lewis. And again, some clean body contact is what we like to see. Here's Rabadam. Centering pass could not be gloved down by Seth Kaplan. And Adrian Abram pushes it around the net. Lofted up and out by Steck. Moving in with speed is Rapaz. Lost the race to Pavlik, but he blew a tire. And still battling in the near side corner are the Big Red. Far side is Horman. Backhand pass to Rapaz. His backhand drive is found and handled by Hartle, who will hold on. Ryan Hartle standing tall since coming into this hockey game this period after Lennon Kuhl went down with an injury. Have not received word to what that injury might have been, but all the best to the Big Red starter. Face off one forward by David and had a quick shot, but again was saved by Hartle and will try again.
I think it's really important the Flyers try to finish off strong here. 2 minutes left on the clock. You want to set the tone for the game going in tomorrow.
Absolutely. I've talked with Jim Swire, head coach of Flyers hockey, multiple times, and he's big on, and you could probably speak to this better than I could, Caden, periods of hockey rather than games. Winning, you're playing 6 periods of hockey a weekend, and he wants to win all 6 of them, you know?
Yeah, each period, you come back as a different team. Go in the locker room, you figure out the things you need to figure out. So each period's different. Guys get tired, you lose players. Little things like that, they all add up.
Mike Steck lofts it up to Brian Goot. Taken away by Kresge, and a penalty will be called against Goot. Hooking is the call. And the well-worn track to the Flyers penalty box has another taker. Flyers captain Brian Goot will sit for the final minute 36, pending no additional goals are scored. Quick shot off the faceoff, and Rapaz is taken down by Seth Kaplan. And that's just what you want to see from Ethan Rapaz, using his speed on the penalty kill to try and blow by Seth Kaplan, who has obviously had a frustrating hockey game and decided to take out the Flyers forward. And we're going to play a 4-on-4 for the last minute and a half. A lot of open ice out there, and we mentioned it earlier in the first 4-on-4 of this hockey game, but this is something that the Flyers practice a lot, is special teams. Look to see some good puck movement by the team in white in the rest of this hockey game. Moving into tomorrow, like you said, Caden, it'll be even more interesting to see Game 2, which will take place right on this same sheet of ice tomorrow at 3:30.
Sure, both teams are going to take away things from this game, stuff they got to work on, go over film, things they got to fix, because obviously both teams making mistakes, but should be in for an entertaining game tomorrow.
It also is alumni night here in Romeoville, with a little celebration after for any former Lewis hockey players. So if you're in the Romeoville, Illinois area and you used to play hockey for the Lewis Flyers, we'd love to see you out at the game tomorrow here in Romeoville. Fronte's into the Denison zone. Big slap shot is up over the net. And you can tell pace of play is really slowing down here. And that was Finn Lewis, who took a run at Ben Alagna after Alagna had a big body check just in front of the Denison bench. And again, Lewis is obviously frustrated. It looks like we're just going to run out the final 22 seconds of this hockey game.
Not too sure what the thoughts were on that play, but ending out the game. Goes into tomorrow.
Well, it will make for an interesting matchup, that's for sure. As the Flyers extend their win streak to 6 games here on Halloween Eve. Takeaways from this hockey game, it'll be of the utmost importance tomorrow for both teams to keep a cool head on their shoulders, stay out of the penalty box, not let the emotions boil over from today. And they will be playing in front of a capacity crowd tomorrow for Alumni Night here in Romeoville. We should be in for a treat. Get it? It's a treat because it's Halloween.
I love it. I love it.
I crack myself up, I swear.
Oh, I know.
I'd like to give Caden Peter a big shout out for his first game on color commentary. Did a fantastic job. Always love having another voice up here in the broadcast booth. So thank you for hanging out with me. I'd like to give a shout out. Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you for having me too. Really appreciate it. Hopefully it wasn't too rough for the first time on, but we'll see how it goes tomorrow again too. But looking for a fun, exciting game tomorrow.
It should be a good one. I'd like to extend a big thanks to the rest of our crew here in Romeoville and the Lewis University Television Network, always providing high-quality broadcasts. If you're interested in any career in media, sports media, broadcast, anything, you visit lewisu.edu to learn more about that. For everyone here in Romeoville, my name is Logan Kapp. We will catch you all on the next one.